Oh, it's just water. Perrier puts a bit of fizz into your life. Much more interesting than still. That's what I always say. Gosh, this place hasn't changed much, has it? Oh, they've still got the Blur poster above the doorway. I don't suppose Blur mind being left in the 90s time warp in the Hull Student University bar. And that smell, the delicate smell of youth, of expectation and aspiration. Oh, were the dreams that have been dreamt here. And this is where it all began. And this is where I first met Lena, just over there in the corner by the raised platform. Oh, we used to have a sticky makeshift stage in my day for the Friday night cabaret club. Oh, we didn't have a pole there in my day. I'd always fancied myself as a bit of a musical Ruby Wax in those days. I had the spiky panel hair and I could belt out a show tune as quick as you could say Miss Saigon. So I thought, why not combine the two? So on June the 3rd, 1997, I took to centre stage, top billing. Well, I did run the cabaret club, and Josie and her performing ferrets could do with the rest. And wasn't there something in those days about working restrictions for animals? And there I was, dressed in black, with a red satin sheet from beds and spreads draped over me, hair up like a bruised pineapple, standing in the limelight. And then the compere came up to me and asked me my name, and I don't know why, but I said Lena. Lena was brave, Lena was strong, and she could hold the last note from I Am What I Am for at least 12 bars. The audience loved her, and in that moment, I had my future mapped out. My rise to fame was plotted. My compass was set, and the needle was firmly to north. My star was rising. I'd write to my mother and tell her about the success of Lena. And it was because of Lena I got a part in Greece at the Milligan Theatre. I was a teen angel, an understudy to Sandy. On the last night, Sandy was ill. Oh, she was vomiting constantly. And as I held her hair back, I just prayed she would recover. This would be Lena's chance to be seen by the wider Hull community. Lena was ready. Unfortunately, Sandy continued with the show, but not without multiple buckets everywhere, backstage and in the wings. And by the time we came to the finale, it was left kick, right kick, mind the bucket, or was it right kick? Oh, I don't know. Either way, backstage was a sea of vomit, carrot and chicken chunks everywhere. I always thought it was rather strange, because Sandy swore to me she was a vegetarian. So I left university and joined the real world in accounts of business plans and spreadsheets. Get a proper job, my mother said. So I left Lena behind on that fateful night and let her light fade in the wings next to a bucket of sick. In that murky no man's land I found myself in, there were dark days ahead. I found a friend in Pinot, Riesling, Frascati. I'd just lose days on end. I'd wake up in the morning, surrounded by the silence and the taste of stale grapes in my mouth. I'd lost my way. My compass was broken. I'd call my mum on her answering machine and I'd plead with her to ring me back. And I just begged her for help. It was just so degrading. I knew she thought that I was just another drunk in the family. She never called back. I don't blame her, really.
2 years this went on. It's amazing how many bottles a small flat can hold.
All of them empty, except the residue of my tears. But you know, in the end, I was saved. Lena saved me. As I lay there on a Sunday morning on the sofa, I was sick till my stomach bled. I was just covered in it. The shame and the loss and the leftover chicken. Then I saw her in front of me, her red drape billowing gently, and her face was kind and warm, just like an angel. She reached out to me and she said just one word. She said, cabaret. And I knew what this meant.
Lena, 5 minutes.
You see, my mother once came to the cabaret night in Hull to see Lena. As I looked out amongst the smoky footlights, there she was in the front row, smiling at me, smiling at Lena. And after the show she said, "You were amazing." It's as if it was someone else. And I said, "No, Mum, it was all Lena." "No," she said, "that was you." And then she hugged me. And it was lovely. In the end, I guess you could say that Lena saved my life. So I'm saving hers. That's why I'm here. It's Friday night, and I've got my drape. And it's about time somebody show those kids just how it's done. Excuse me, I got a date for an old friend.